Why must we be our own worst enemies? Why must we tear each other down? Why can't we leave behind our jealousies? How could you choose that evil clown? Are we sisters, or are we just girls playing dress up in a dirty world? Are we sisters, or are we just girls playing dress up in this rotten world? Hello, welcome back to the Shrew Review. Today is Saturday, November 9th, 2024, and we still do not have a female president. Go figure. I've been here before. I did not think I would be back here again, and yet here we are. Yes, I was singing in the shower earlier for better acoustics. That song is from my Taming of the Shrew inspired yet to be produced rock opera, which I do hope will get on stage someday. And yet with one significant lyric change, which I'm sure you can surmise. If you had seen me on Wednesday after the election, you would have seen a much different person. I felt beaten, literally felt like I had been hit by a truck. My body was aching in all sorts of places, as if I did not know all of the tension that I was carrying, and then suddenly it was released, and then suddenly I could barely move. Today, I'm getting back up. I've been through a lot of the stages of grief since Tuesday. Today, I'm in a weird acceptance, and that's kind of a relief. I am actually somewhat grateful because right now I am more inspired and more motivated than ever. And I'm getting back to this podcast, this video blog that I abandoned. It's like I left one of my children and forgot to pick them up at school. And I am sorry to my child. At that time, a lot of great things were happening. I won a screenplay competition, and it kind of snowballed into a different path for a little while, and I was pulled away from this. There have been many times in my life when I thought that maybe my work and study on the Taming of the Shrew had become irrelevant. And in the past year or so, even after 2020, when we saw our first female vice president, I thought, okay, maybe my work is done. So here I am back again, dedicated to continuing to talk about being a shrew and what that means in this world and why it's important. Because let me tell you this, if you voted against Kamala, then you voted for Petruchio and Baptista and forced marriage and forced pregnancy and forced birth and government and church sanctioned rape and abuse. Sorry, you voted for the Handmaid's Tale. My tongue will tell the anger of my heart, or else my heart concealing it will break. And rather than it shall, I will be free, even to the uttermost, as I please in words. I am angry, but I am not giving up, and I will not live in a Handmaid's Tale world. I will not be tamed. I will not be tamed. I have long felt that one of the keys to smashing the patriarchy is for women to come together. Justly or unjustly, I have a lot of anger toward a group of women out there who either didn't show up at all or who had once voted for Hillary and then somehow in 8 years got to a place where they could vote for the evil clown. I want to hear from you because I don't understand. But that was my first moment of despair, was when I saw a post from someone who claims to be a feminist, former liberal, who just, golly gee whiz, had to choose and vote for the clown. Sadly, I think she just represents a large group of women, probably, I guess, a few million, who voted against their best interests. And so I call on you, if you voted for The Handmaid's Tale, if you voted to Tame the Shrew, I call on you to really, really dig deeper and ask yourselves why. Is there an internalized misogyny? Is there some sense of we're not good enough? Have you bought into this pro-life movement in such a way that you can't see the other side of what you're giving away? My mother has made this argument for all of my life. Although she is a devout Catholic, was very, very religious all of my upbringing, her one big deviation from the Catholic doctrine was about reproductive freedom, and that if you allow the government to restrict healthcare, abortions, D&Cs, in her day it was just called healthcare. If you allow the government to restrict your access to that, you're also letting them have control over forcing an abortion. When you allow them into your uterus, you give it up completely. So you are allowing population control. You're allowing forced sterilizations. You are allowing them to say, nope, one child only, or nope, no children for you because we don't like where you come from. We don't like the color of your skin. We're going to take away your freedom to have a child. That's happened in this country, forced sterilizations, uninformed sterilizations. This has happened. And you're giving them all of the right to do that now. I am angry. And I'm grateful for this anger because it's going to drive me to keep standing up. It's going to drive me to yell and scream and be the biggest shrew you've ever seen. So, women, ask yourselves, do you want to be tamed? Why? Who told you that was a good idea? Do you really, really want that? Do you really want a forced marriage for yourself, for your child? Do you really want forced pregnancies? Do you really want to be forced? Because again, if you gave them the right to take away your reproductive freedom, so now you've given them the right to control it in every possible way. How about that Handmaid's Tale idea? Oh, you're fertile, you're going to have this person's baby, and then you're going to give it away. You like that idea? Does that feel good to you? When there are young men from a religious organization parading around with giant banners that say women are property, things that are property, women, slaves, cars. When this is happening, what are you thinking? Do you feel like property? Is that what you voted for? Do you want to be property? Do you want to be property? Do you want to be a handmaid? Are you a Serena Joy? Let's talk, because I want to know why. What makes you think that's the role for you? What makes you think you want to control other women that way? You cannot call yourself a feminist and vote for the clown. You can't. I'm sorry. You're full of shit. I get the argument that, oh, just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I have to vote for a woman. I get it. 2016, I was a Bernie girl all the way. I was feeling the burn. And for a little while, I felt guilty about that. I was like, why am I not excited about Hillary? Why don't I want to vote for Hillary? Am I a bad feminist if I don't vote for Hillary in this primary? And no, I'm not, because I can think for myself, and no, I don't have to vote for her just because she's a woman. But when she became the candidate, hell yes, I'm going to vote for that woman, and I sure as hell would have been bawling my eyes out if she had been the one standing on that stage inauguration day 2017. 2020, was Kamala my first choice? No, I was Elizabeth Warren all the way. But when I saw Kamala dancing it up at that inauguration, did I cry my eyes out to have our first female vice president? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Would I vote for a Serena Joy to be president? No, I would not. No, I would not. And that's because Serena Joy is not a feminist. Serena Joy has joined the cult of keeping women down. Serena Joy has tried to tame the shrew. I will not be tamed. My tongue will tell the anger of my heart, or else my heart concealing it will break. So I'm calling on my shrews to unite. I am calling on you, women of every background and ethnicity, to look within and listen to that anger in your heart. And do not silence it. Do not be afraid of it. And do not shy away from it. We will be loud. We will be proud. We're going to fight even to the uttermost to defend our freedom to exist, our freedom to make our own choices in this world about who we marry and whether or not we have children. Shrews, what are you going to do? Will you kneel before the patriarchy and place your hand beneath its foot? Or are you going to stand up and kick it in the balls? Stand up. Stand out. Stand for something. Get creative. Get proactive. Get angry. Get energized. I'm not giving up. I'm not going anywhere. Like women talking, the choices were do nothing, leave, or stay and fight. I'm choosing number 3. Let's stay here and do the hard work, because I ain't living in a shrew-tamed Handmaid's Tale world. Thank you.